Hello. Good day to everyone. I welcome you to the another episode on Moldflow's tips and workflow. I know it's been a quite while that we connected since the last wrap up session that we did it in the month of December or so, and now it's almost like in close to 2 months or plus more than that. So today's you know tips and workflow, I want to keep it very short and but very useful. Often I get a query regarding the custom material database. I know there is a around 13,000 plus materials database, particularly thermoplastics are available in Moldflow. Uh, but choosing every time, uh, you know, going through those search and filters may be sometime maybe troublesome. How do we simplify that and create your own material library that use it often for your material for your company? So do so. There are multiple ways to do. I will show a couple of them. So when you are selecting the material, you come across this dashboard of commonly used materials which you have used in a previously. Of course, there is an option that add the material to the commonly used list after selection. So that's the one that enables you to add these materials over here. Now, if you can see over there, there is another tab called as specific material, custom material list, and reset material list. So what this all about? I don't know if you have tried it or not, but let's try it for the today's session. Custom material list. So when I click on it, so it takes me to the complete material library, and now I can select the few materials which I want to use it more often. So yep, so this is the material that I have selected. It's pretty much easier. You have to just go and add it. So these materials will be your material database, and then you can select it, and you can add it to your selection also, and you can keep building this material list. Of course, you can remove all of them, and this is not project specific. So even if you're working on a different project or different study file, this material library remains with you. Now, what would be a scenario that you want to send the material library to your counterpart? Maybe a counterpart sitting in Mumbai, or he's in Delhi, or some other locations probably. There's a way that you can export these few of the grades, make it a single file, and that can be used for the selection process. I mean to say that would make the life of the your counterpart much easier. How to do that, or you yourself can use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel these and go into the tools and create a new, and I'm going to ask that it's thermoplastic materials, and what I'm going to do is it will ask me where do I want to save it. So I'm going to save it in my projects UDP file. That's the default location, and I'm going to name this custom material database as Autodesk, and save it and click OK. The category will be as materials, you can see over there, and also property type I have selected that as a thermoplastic material. So two things to be remember, and then it gives access to the complete database that's available in the library by default library. You cannot change the default library by anything. So many of the times the question has been asked, can I change the default material library? No, there is no way you can change it. I'm just copying few of the grades which I would need it. Randomly I'm doing it, or you can always use your search criteria to find a very specific if you don't want to push it the way I'm doing it. So I copied 4 grades, and this is something that I've been using it very often, and I'm going to save it. Okay. Now, what would be a scenario if I want to select it? This has been saved. There is an option called as import. Now this has been created. You can send this UDP file to your counterpart and he can also do the import like I'm doing it. And when I do it, already exist. You want to remember? Yes, probably I have already created that earlier, and so I want to. Now you can see in the manufacturers list, I get the name as Autodesk, and you could see those, you know, four grids that I have selected earlier now are available for me to for the selection process. So that's not going to change the UDP file. This is just a custom material library that we are going to create. We are not changing the default material database or touching to it. Okay, so it doesn't mean that I've changed the manufacturer like that. No, even if you go into the details, the manufacturer still remains. It's just a name that we have given it to the custom material database. So I just showed you two or probably three way. One is commonly used material database. From there, specific material custom material database. So you can, if you want to reset it, you can reset it or also. And then there is the option of importing the material database, and you can use it much often those grids rather than going through the selection process. I hope these tips and workflow would be useful and you try to implement into their workflow. Okay. With that, probably that's all I want to speak about the custom material database, and we'll talk to you again with some new topics on tips and tricks. With that, take care and talk to you soon again. Bye.